Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Ooh, Gloriana, hallelujah, hallelujah. Woo, Gloriana. That is too tight. Y'all, hello. What's up? Welcome in here. My goodness. What's today? Today is December 16th, 2025. Proverbs. Yep. Oh, move it. Gloriana, hallelujah. Y'all, welcome on in here. Welcome on in here. Welcome on in here tonight. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. All right? Come on. Yes, indeed, indeed, indeed. Ooh. Huh. What's today, y'all? Tuesday? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Had a full day of work. That was a good day. That is a good day, because that's a good day. Chancy. Y'all, if you new around here, all right? If you new, I'm Gia. Okay? That's me. That's me. I'm here, right, to read and write this proverb for tonight. Okay? That's what I'm here for. Answer, yes, I do have a YouTube channel. I sure do. There will be more said about that at the end of tonight's class, because there's a whole update, a whole entire one. Everybody's just going to have to buckle up. Everyone's just going to have to buckle up. There's an entire update. There just is. But tonight, before we get into those things, we most definitely will read and write this proverb. I have two Bibles. This NIV with these, tabs. And also this Message Bible. This is my favorite book on planet Earth, the Message Bible. It is. I love the Message Bible for many reasons. Namely, it was the first Bible I ever understood. So I highly recommend for people to go pick it up. That's what I sure do. I do have two cats. One is Maxie and one is Chansey. You will hear them tonight, probably. I am a little tired. I was at work all day today, and so I'm a little bit tired, but I might yawn. I feel a yawn coming on. And you're going to probably see that a little bit. Ain't nothing fake around here. It's just me in my room with these Bibles. That's just what it is. We'll get started in about a minute or so. I hope everybody has had a wonderful Tuesday. I feel very close to chapter 16, because chapter 16 is where I started last September. This was the day. This was the chapter that I decided to get all public, with these proverbs on. So it means something to me. It really does. Interesting. It sure does mean something to me. So we'll get started. We'll get started in about a minute. We sure will. It was cold yesterday, and then it was warm-ish. Oh, okay, fancy. Boy, I tell you, y'all be just doing stuff. Y'all be playing. I don't even know how to click these buttons. That's hilarious. All right, it's 8:05. We'll get started right now. I hope you do have your Bibles, because that is really important. I hope you got a pen and some paper of some sort, so you also can read and write this chapter tonight. It's a very important chapter for me. We'll get into it right after I pray. God, you know me more than any other person. You are helping me to know myself more than any other person. And I'm thankful for it. I feel more relaxed because I'm close to you. I feel more relaxed because of all the knowledge that I have. I feel very relaxed, and I'm thankful for it. After a few months of turbulence, there is finally a peace and calm, and I'm thankful for it. I sure am. Continue to give me the strategy that I need to keep making it. Come on. Ooh, continue to empower me to keep learning and never stop. I'm thankful for your blueprint. I'm thankful for your plan. I know if I follow you, I'm fine. And if I don't, I'm done. Simple. Thank you for this blueprint that was laid out thousands of years ago. I know it's true and I know it's right and I know it works. I'm thankful that you don't change. So dependable. Goodness. Thank you for these people tonight. These people who are tasked with reading their own Bibles, with writing with their own pens on their own paper. I'm thankful that people have decided to put you first. I'm thankful that people have decided to give all of their attention to you because you are the beginning, God. Without you, we never get started. You're the greatest philosopher I have ever known. You're the greatest philosopher I will ever know. I want to be a great philosopher just like you. Ooh, teach me tonight, wise teacher. Hallelujah. 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 Amen. All right, y'all. I start every single night, okay? Every night that you've seen me on here, I've started with Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. Oh, it's important that we buckle up tonight. That we just buckle right on up. Yep. That we buckle right on up. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning. Oh, this stuck me for hours today, y'all. Now, y'all know I done read these Proverbs several times. Y'all know I'm not new to these Proverbs. I was walking around in circles for hours today off of this piece of this verse. Doing my head like this for hours. Like, whoa. The fear of the Lord is the beginning. If we don't start with God, we never start. If we don't decide that God's ways are superior to any other ways, we'll never start. Get this, it's just the start. So many people, I'm going now, so many people have been walking around wandering for years because they refuse to start with God. It's going to be a fiery one tonight, everyone. It's going to be a fiery one tonight. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. You get to choose with your life whether you are going to be a fool or a wise person. This is what I love about God. He gives us choices. I love this. There are no ultimatums with God. Live however you want. You ain't going to live a good life if you don't live my way, but you can do whatever it is you want. We get to decide. I love that it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning. However long it takes you to get to start, you need to go ahead and get there. But how you will not start. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what your background is. If you don't choose to start with God, you waste your life. My mentor told me, Gia, don't give lectures to people who don't sign up for it. Anybody who comes into this live, into this class, you already know what it is. Like, we are people. I am a person who is calling everybody who follows me to start with God. That's it. Start with God. Get up every day. Do whatever it is you need to do. But somewhere in your day, find some time to read and write these Proverbs so you can learn how to build your life on a foundation. That's it. Simple. Let's get into, go ahead and turn to Proverbs chapter 16. We're going to go ahead and get into it right about now. All right. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 1. To humans belong the plans of the heart. But from the Lord comes the proper answer of the tongue. Verse 2. All a person's ways seem pure to them. But motives are weighed by the Lord. Love that word, motive. What's behind your action? Come on, verse 3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do. And he will establish your plans. Verse 4. The Lord works out everything to its proper end. Even the wicked for a day of disaster. Verse 5. The Lord detests all the proud of heart. Y'all, I'm gonna have to go get Max. Max, I'm coming. Lord. The Lord detests all the proud of heart. Be sure of this. They will not go unpunished. One sec, let me go get my boy. Real quick. Come here, guy. Y'all, if you've never seen Max, here he is. Okay, he's a big baby. Hey, sit down and act like you got something. Okay, sit down right over here. All right, sit down. All right, okay. Sit right over here. Okay. All right. Come right over here. Okay. Love you. Come sit over here. Now, this is my Max. Are you going to be okay? You're going to be fine, right? Yes. Okay. Verse 1 through 5 in the Message Bible. Okay, let's do it. 1 through 5 in the Message Bible. Verse 1. Mortals make elaborate plans, but God has the last word. Maybe I'm by myself. I want to see. Is there anybody else in the community who has made elaborate plans that have completely failed? Or is that just me? Don't worry, I'll wait. Is that only me? You know, you draw out this huge thing and you think, oh, everything's going to be fine because I have this great elaborate plan. You didn't consult God at all. You didn't ask anybody else that was wise. You just have all of these. God has the last word. That's why it's foolish not to start with God. If you don't start with God, you're probably not going to travel with God through the journey, which means when you get to the end, God ain't going to be nowhere to be found. And then there goes your plans. So where it says, fear the Lord is the beginning. Oh, if I just had walked with God in the beginning, if I had just really focused on what God wanted me to do in my lifestyle in the beginning, maybe I would have had a little bit more sense with those elaborate plans. Maybe I would have known through knowledge and understanding that that wouldn't have worked, because I'm just telling you about me. I like talking about me. I know there are so many times where I've been a little hasty. Ooh. Been a little hasty, didn't ask God about something, I just had a hunch. I got a feeling that this is going to be a great idea. Then I started reading a lot and I recognized that most of my ideas were not very wise at all. It's fine. You're not alone if you also are in that company of people. Verse 2 in the Message Bible. Humans are satisfied with whatever looks good. Ooh. God probes for what is good. Oh, I'm asking the question again. Anybody ever been satisfied with something that looked all right in the meantime? Oh, let's go there. Anybody ever had any relationships that looked good in the meantime? You thought it was all right? Anybody ever accepted any job opportunities that looked good? In the meantime? Anybody thought any friends was a good idea for the time? Okay, I just wondered if I was by myself. We're satisfied with what looks good on the outside. God knows when we are not attached to God, we don't have much sense. We just don't. If we're not taught and trained in the ways of God, we don't know what we're doing. Which is why Proverbs chapter 1, I'm going to keep saying it, verse 7 says, start with God. Then it goes even further. Y'all, if you want to go back and read chapter 1, it says, listen, you idiots, how long will you be idiots? Listen, you simple people, how long will you be simple people? When are you gonna, start with God? Haven't you done enough? Haven't you failed enough? Haven't your ideas flopped enough times? When are you gonna? Okay. Hey, God knows what is good. If I stay close to God and I do the things in my life that I need to do, it's a simple life. I'm diligent. I'm learning all the time. I'm getting understanding all the time. I'm staying away from foolish people and foolish environments. I'm staying away from wickedness. I'm being really close to righteousness. I'm getting better and better and better. Start with God, start with God, start with God. Then you don't end up looking like a fool. It's really simple. I tell people to get in these proverbs so you can stop looking like a fool. So you can stop doing things that are foolish so you can get proud of yourself. It's nothing like being proud of yourself after years of foolishness. Verse 3. It's going to keep going. Here we go. Put God in charge of your work. See what I mean? Then what you've planned will take place. Not the fake stuff, though. Not just the religious performance. I prayed and told God. You prayed and told God, or you prayed and asked God? Have you decided to put God in charge of your work? Have you been learning how to be the best in whatever it is that you do for work? I'm like that. Have you become excellent yet? Do you do what you do better than anybody else? Oh, God is a God of excellence, everyone. There are entirely too many people barely getting by in whatever it is that they say they're working at, hollering, I walk with God. No, when God is in charge of your work, everybody understands. People will say something to the tune of, you are God sent. Because you work so well, I've never met anybody who works like you. I've never met anybody who gets the results that you do. I've never met anybody that's as excellent and superb at customer service than you. There's something different about you. Okay. Verse 4. Yes. Verse 4 in the Message Bible. God made everything with a place and purpose. Even the wicked are included, but for judgment. When God thinks about your place, okay, here it is. When God thinks about your purpose, when your name comes to the mind of God, what's the thoughts popping up? Think through that. That's a deep one. If God made everything with a place and a purpose, what's your place and what's your purpose when you come to mind of God? Okay. Even the wicked are included, but for judgment. Don't you know that you can be included in God's judgment plans? Don't care. It is what it is. If you have been living a wicked life, you can pop up and it's like, yeah, I keep knocking on the door of their heart, but they just ain't listening. Yeah, they know what to do. They're just not doing it. And so, hey, folks wonder for years, why is my life in shambles? Because you haven't started with God yet. It's not complex at all. It isn't. Regardless of whatever life you've lived before, you have an opportunity to change all of that. Whatever pain you've endured, you have an opportunity. Whatever unforgiveness you have harboring, you have an opportunity. I found out today, y'all. I found out today, and this is just crazy. I found out today, goodness gracious, that Abraham Lincoln was a store clerk before he was a president. I found out that this guy was not from a prestigious family. I found this out today, reading a book, of course. The guy read himself into intelligence. He decided, I don't want to be here anymore, so I'm going to do something about my life. I wonder, how is it in the practical world that so many people have these aha moments and nobody decides, I really need to get my stuff together with God. I really need to clean up my life. I really need more time to invest into myself. I really need to get rid of this foolishness and to pursue some type of development. I really need to get better. Blew my mind. I walked around for hours. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Through reading and study and development, through honor, integrity, this man's reputation is hard to put down. Practicality. I've said this in this community tons of times. Don't be a person who just reads the Bible, but your life is in shambles. Don't be a person who just attends religious services and nothing happens with your lifestyle for years. The closer you get to God, the better you should become practically. I believe that to my core. There should be no reason, shape, or form that the people who walk with God are the lazy ones. Hello? That the people who walk with God are the ones with no money. The people who walk with God are those that always have excuses. Tired of that. That's tired. If you walk with God, you should be excellent. God is supposed to be in charge of your work. Everybody should see it. Verse 5. Okay. All right. God can't stomach arrogance or pretense. Believe me, he'll put those upstarts in their place. If you're somebody who's arrogant because you haven't started with God, I don't understand arrogance. It really doesn't make any sense to me. I'm only 32 years old and I don't understand most things. It's hard for me to understand how this cat, I'll give you a very practical right now moment. Very confusing to me how this cat literally feels like my actual son. I don't know how that works. The attachment of animals to humans, I just don't get it. That's a God design. Arrogance, I don't know enough. There are some people who think they're so smart. That's okay. God will put you in your place if you do. Verse 6. Come on, let's keep going. Through love and faithfulness, sin is atoned for. Through the fear of the Lord, evil is avoided. Verse 7. When the Lord takes pleasure in anyone's way, he causes their enemies to make peace with them. Verse 8. Better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice. Verse 9, in their hearts humans make their course. In their hearts humans plan their course. But the Lord establishes their steps. Verse 10, the lips of a king speak as an oracle. Come on. And his mouth does not betray justice. Verse 6 through 10 in the Message Bible. Verse 6. Guilt is banished through love and truth. The fear of God deflects evil. I think people need to learn, come on, how to love God for real. I really think people need to really learn what it means to love God for real. Guilt is banished as you walk toward God. Anybody ever done anything that they feel guilty for? Oh, I already know. You don't even have to say it, okay? You don't even have to say it, all right? I sure have. Anybody done anything that they were ashamed of? Same. The closer I got to God, the farther away I got from that guilt. Straight up. The closer I got to walking in righteousness, the farther away I got from shame. That's literally what happened. People are like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for all the things I did. Stop doing them. There's an idea. If you feel bad and you feel guilty for things that you do, how's about stop? That's an idea. It blows my mind. People will do the same thing over and over and over and wonder what's going on. You're still doing the same thing that you feel guilty for. Guilt is horrible. People hate feeling guilty. People hate feeling shame. Here's the kicker. As you stop doing things that you are guilty for, as you stop doing the things that you are ashamed of, you feel better. Simple. You choose to do wrong or you choose to do right. It's your choice. You choose to start with God and fear the Lord and do what God wants you to do, or you don't. It's your choice. I don't know why people make these things so complex. And then it says fear of God. When you respect God to the highest levels, when you start to respect God's way at the highest levels, then you start to see, you know what? I fear the Lord too much to do these things that make me guilty. I fear the Lord entirely too much to do these things that make me feel ashamed. I don't care if anybody talks about me. I don't care if I have to be by myself. I don't care if I be alone. Whatever it is, I'm going to go God's way because I know that way is going to work. Every other thing is whatever. Once you get to that point, nobody can make me feel guilty for anything that I've ever done. Why I stopped doing it. When somebody tries to remember the old me, I laugh at them. It's true. Gia, remember when that was so long ago? Why do you remember? I'm saying you used to be so, I'm not that anymore. Nobody's going to hold me to that. What? Oh, so you think you so holy? I made the proper precautions in my life. I did. Oh, so you too good. I'm good. I don't want to feel guilty anymore. I don't want to feel shame anymore. Yep, I changed my life. Folks get upset at that. I'm not bothered. I used to be. I used to be so bothered that people didn't think I was hip. Ooh, I used to be so bothered that people didn't invite me to the places they used to invite me anymore. No, I'm not the holy one. No, I'm not the one with wisdom. I'm cool, everyone. I had to stop that. The closer I got to God, the more I felt confidence in myself, you see. Y'all know the world didn't give it. The world can't, come on, take it away. No, you can't do anything. No, you didn't give me this confidence and you can't take it away. So I'm going to keep going in the way of righteousness. I'm going to keep going in the way of holiness because that's how I got me. I remember walking around with my head down, I remember looking in mirrors and not liking what I saw. Now I'm smiling when I'm brushing my teeth. Hello? I'm not bothered. Now I walk into a room with my head held high. Nobody can make it go down. I'm getting better and better and better. I'm telling you, I highly recommend everybody pursue righteousness. I highly recommend fear the Lord. I'm telling you, nobody can take it from you. Folks out here trying to be popular. Ooh, that ain't gonna get nobody nowhere. Verse 7. Let's keep going. This is always such a good chapter. Here it is, y'all, right here. Ooh, verse 7. Come on. Who knew with the follow-up? Verse 7. When God approves of your life, even your enemies will end up shaking your hand. Get into it. Okay. Come on. When God approves, I don't care if anybody else approves anymore. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you don't. Doesn't bother me one way or another. I just need to know that heaven is on my side. What? I need to be able to sing with angels. I don't know about anybody else. I need for hell to tremble when I come through. People, I don't care about that. And so many of us in today's society are caught up off people. So when you get to a secret place with God and you know who you are, when you get to a place where you know who you are, your closest friend's opinion won't matter. Your family members' opinions won't matter. Nobody's opinions matter but God. God, you approve of me, so I'm okay. If God be for me, he is worth more than the whole world against me. All I have to do is lock in with God and everything I touch will turn to gold eventually. Okay. Verse 8. We'll keep going. Far better to be right and poor than to be wrong and rich. People get caught up off money. So many people. People get caught up off money. When you learn to walk with God and the strategies come from God for you to improve your financial situation, that's when you'll start to doubt what everybody else's ideas about money are. Everybody else's ideas. When you start to walk with God and you care nothing about any other thing except, you know what, I got to be right with God. I got to do the best that I can. As you start to do those things, you'll see the money is easy. I started reading a book a week about 2 months ago. I think. Bubba, where are you going? You're being a spoiled boy. Okay. I started reading a book a week about 2 months ago. Once I started to read a book a week and I saw how much knowledge I could get within a week, I'm like, oh no, I've just been wasting my time doing whatever. You getting down? Hold on, let me put my boy up, y'all. Bubby, are you getting down? You want to go to sleep? Okay. Go ahead. What are you doing? I'm telling y'all, I highly recommend, like maybe a book a week is too overzealous for people, but I'm telling you, if you start to read and you start to put knowledge into your mind, your whole life will change. It's not complex. It's better for you to be right. It's better for you to be right, live righteously, do the right thing, and figure out money in the process. It's better for you to be a low class of person. It's better for you. Some people would say a brokey. It's better for you to be a brokey and get your mind together than it is for you to be wrong and wandering for the rest of your life. There are people with a whole lot of money, but they wandering. What? There are people with a whole lot of status, but they're wandering. They haven't started with God, and so they don't know what else to do. They figured out a way to make this money, but the money is empty, and they don't know what to do. It's better for me to have been right, come on, and poor, and read and read and read and read. And then when everybody sees all the money that I make, at least they'll know she started with God. Y'all gonna be my witnesses. I'm telling you. Y'all are going to be my witnesses. Once it comes to the point, and I'm telling you, it's coming. I told y'all I'm not going to lose. No. Once it gets to that point, there are, how many people? There are 413 people right here, right now that can say, yeah, but she started with God. She don't care about none of that. Yeah, she started with God. She started reading books, and then that gave her more intelligence, and then she knew what to do because of strategy. She chased God. God led her to wisdom and knowledge, and then boom, she figured it out. Everybody's going to be able to say, yeah, that's that one girl that was in them Proverbs. Woo! I'm telling you. That's how it's going to happen for me. I've been telling y'all this for almost a year now. I'm telling you. Y'all are going to see me surely succeed. Surely. Okay, verse 9. We plan the way we want to live, but only God makes us able to live it. One more time. We plan the way we want to live, but only God makes us able to live it. I love that these proverbs repeat themselves over and over almost in every chapter. Almost in every chapter it repeats. You can plan whatever you want to plan, but God is the reason we'll get there. Without God's breath, I can't breathe. Without eyesight, I can't see. Without ears, I can't hear. What can I do without God's gifts already? God is the start. Then once I get my foundation and I get to starting, now I take off and I go. Verse 10. Woo! A good leader motivates, doesn't mislead, doesn't exploit. A good leader motivates. Here's what I want to motivate everybody to do. To read and write a chapter of Proverbs every single day. To practice what you read, what you write every single day. I have found out how to be a good leader. I found out also, get your health in order. Stop eating any and everything. I'm here to motivate you. I'm your homegirl. So don't let any and everything just go into your mouth. Don't pollute your body. Okay. Again, change your friend circles if they don't motivate you to do something proper. Come on, we're in community here. Ain't no sense in us playing. Read and write them Proverbs. Pick you up a book. Anything that it is in your life that you want to attain, go learn about it. How do you get better in your industry? Go pick up a book about it and start to read it. Stop spending so much time on your phone. Scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. It's wasting your life. Do something about your life. I've learned. A good leader doesn't mislead, doesn't exploit. There's no reason for me to exploit. There's no reason for me to mislead. If you give your life wholeheartedly to God, you will win. Ask me how I know. I know I've won too many times with God. Any L's that I've taken have been because of me and my lack of knowledge. Love that it says in the same Bible, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. So many people are lost and confused, but refuse to read, refuse to learn, refuse to do anything. Y'all, this Bible is only going to have as much power as action that you put in it. The Bible is not an 8-ball. It's not a magic conch from SpongeBob. You have to do something. If you're going to remain distracted, oh, come on. If you're going to remain distracted and do nothing with the wisdom of God, you're going to stay in the same spot. If you never decide to start with God in the meantime, you never decide, oh, I'm going to do whatever it is I want to do, and you're going to waste your life. That's your prerogative if that's what you want to do, though. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. I've learned how to lead in these Proverbs. My grandma used to say, you don't really have to talk, Gia. All you have to do is walk. I talked to somebody yesterday and said, Gia, honestly, if you just do it and show us how you do it. What excellent advice. My girl used to say, Gia, you're talking too much. You're talking way too much. If people want to live righteously, they'll see your example and they'll do it. Hello? If people want to get their health in order, you don't have to talk about it. They'll see you do it and they'll do it. What a wise girl this grandma is. She is. Seriously. She really is. There have not been very many things my grandma has been wrong about. You don't have to do all of that talking. This is what I love about content creation, everybody. This is what I love about it. You can literally show people how you live your life. And I personally believe that your life is the greatest sermon that you can ever preach to anybody. These are nice. I'm not going to hold you. These are nice. Reading and writing in public and doing these are really nice. I personally know people who watch folks' vlogs, who watch their content, who change their life just by watching somebody's day-to-day. I'm going to do it. Don't worry about it. I told somebody yesterday, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm telling you. It's mind-blowing how somebody will see a video and then do exactly what it is that they see. It's amazing how advertisers and sales and marketing companies, they know what it is that we're going to do because they keep putting it in front of our faces. I got a new strategy. I got a new one. Verse 12. Nope, verse 11. Yep. Wow. Verse 11. Honest scales and balances belong to the Lord. All the weights in the bag are of his making. Come on. Verse 12. Kings detest wrongdoing. For a throne is established through righteousness. Come on. Verse 13. Kings take pleasure in honest lips. They value the one who speaks what is right. Verse 14. A king's wrath is a messenger of death. But the wise will appease it. Verse 15. When a king's face brightens, it means life. His favor is like a rain cloud in spring. Verse 11 through 15 in the Message Bible. God cares about honesty in the workplace. Your business is his business. How do you govern yourself in the workplace? Are you excellent? Are you on time? Do you work? If your bosses could see you every minute of every day, would they see you working excellently? Let's just be real. If God cares about honesty in the workplace, my goodness, we need jobs. We need an income, or we cannot provide for our households. I feel like a lot of people got a lot of flack to say about jobs, but they fail to realize you need them. Oh, we can be real in this community. Whatever it is that you do, you wouldn't be there if you didn't need to be there. Come on, let's be honest. We like to talk about bosses. We like to talk about leaders. We like to talk about all of these different things. But if we really take into account the fact that our financial situation cannot be without this job, what should we be doing? We should be working as if we're working for God. We should be excellent. We should have high morality, high integrity, and then we should go get some intelligence for what we should do with the money that we're getting, working as unto God. Then if you get a strategy, come on, if you get a strategy because of all of these things that you have implemented into your life and now you have a business, when you hire somebody, you'll want them to be excellent too. Oh, come on. Your business is God's business. We have to be above board. We have to do everything properly. We're not lazy. We represent a different type of living, everybody. We either do or we don't. We're either excellent in our communication. We're excellent. Our bosses should be able to see us working, see us get better. If we're not, come on, we're just religious performers. Come on, write it down on your paper. Am I just a religious performer who likes to tote and carry around a Bible just because it looks cool? Or am I a person who applies these principles to my life? When somebody sees me working, they will think, yeah, that person walks with God. Wow, what excellence. Wow, what great communication skills. Wow, that person doesn't talk and get into the mess of the office. Wow, every time I look up, you're doing something else. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Goodness gracious, these Proverbs will literally be sandpaper for us. They will be exactly what we need to get up and do what we need to do. Simple. Verse 12 in the Message Bible. Good leaders abhor wrongdoing of all kinds. Sound leadership has a moral foundation. It depends on whether you want to be a sound leader or not. If you're going to be a sound leader, you have to hate all wrongdoing. I love the Proverbs because it tells us what to do. If you are tolerating wrongdoing, you're a bad leader. If you are doing the political game, oh, come on, come on. If you're doing what everybody else is doing because you want to fit in, bad leader. Bad leader. I understand that not everybody are leaders. I understand that there are some people who want to follow other people. Okay. Whatever it is. But if you do want to be a leader of any kind, you can't do that following the crowd. Come on. And that's the hardest thing for most people. The hardest thing is, oh, I just want to fit in. Oh, I just don't want nobody to look at me any kind of way. Oh, I just want to speak like everybody else does. Oh, I don't want nobody to think of me differently. It took me a long while to figure that out for me. Hey, Gia, if you're going to be a leader, you have to walk differently. If you're going to be a leader, you have to talk differently. I'm learning even now. If you're going to be a leader, my grandma used to tell me all the time, Gia, you the face of this. You the face of this. You have to dress differently. When I have high waist pants on and a nice sweater and some loafers, folks look at me different. It's the truth. It's the truth. Like, I have to be above board on every single, I have to. It's just the way it is. It just depends on how, do you want to be a great leader or not? I do. Honestly, I got to be built on a moral foundation and I have to know how to govern myself. That's why I'm in these Proverbs. Verse 13. Here it is. Good leaders cultivate honest speech. They love advisors who tell them the truth. Do you have honest speech? Do you have advisors who tell you the truth? Go ahead and write that down. If you're a liar, you're not a good leader. If you have fools around you corrupting your mind with foolishness, you'll never be a good leader. Just depends what kind of life you want to live. Verse 14, an intemperate leader wreaks havoc in lives. Ooh, you're smart to stay clear of somebody like that. Are you angry? Do you get upset quickly? Oh, come on. Do you have zero emotional control? Do you go off My granddaddy used to say, do you snap like a cheap pistol? Huh? Do you do that? What's wrong? You got to fix it. You got to fix it. Do you wreak havoc in other people's lives? When somebody, oh my gosh, when somebody leaves a conversation with you, do they leave hurting? Goodness gracious. I've been convicted over these things lately. Oh, geez, sometimes you can be short. Hello? I don't mind confessing. Oh, geez, sometimes you can be a little too harsh to people. Oh, sometimes that tone of voice is a little too sharp. Oh, it says gentle. If you respond with a gentle demeanor, I'm learning. I told y'all I need these Proverbs just as much as anybody else. In the last few months, I have seen, oh, you're too short. Oh, you have emotional turmoil going on in your heart and somebody else is taking the hit for it. Hey, deal with that if you want to be a good leader. There's too much criticism. Huh? Versus other people. You're looking too much at what other people are doing. You're not paying enough attention to what you got going on. I'm telling you, as you read these Proverbs and you allow them to read you, you will see some things that you need to write down on your paper. Y'all, you will see some things that you need to apologize for. You'll see some ways that you have been wrong. Maybe wronged, but also you're wrong. I'm just talking about me. I'm talking about me. I've been in some places in my life here recently, I can be honest, where my emotions have been too much for me to control. I've been a place in my life here recently where I'm recognizing, Gia, you need more self-control. You need to learn how to hit that mute button quicker. You need to learn how to get into a place of peace quicker. It's practical. You know you. Come on. You know you better than anybody else. Can't nobody judge you like you. You know your life. You know the thoughts you have. You know your short temper. What are you going to do about it? Oh, come on. Can't be a leader if people want to stay away from you. Hello? Can't be a leader if every single time somebody's around you, you got something negative to say. Hello? Who would want to be around somebody always criticizing? Who? I don't. Every time I come around, you got some... Dang. Don't nobody like that. Okay. Are you an intemperate leader? Are you wreaking havoc in people's lives? Come on. This is good to me tonight. Verse 15. Good-tempered leaders invigorate lives. There we go. A good-tempered leader, somebody who has control over those emotions. They're able to speak life into somebody else. Okay, we're talking about leaders here now, y'all. Think about the people who have been your leaders that you've thought, wow, I will follow them to the ends of the earth. And then think about those that you would say, you know what? If you came in here with a stubbed toe, I wouldn't even care. Think about it. How do people think about you? Ooh, this has been convicting for me. Good-tempered leaders bring life to other people's lives. When I walk into a room, I want people to know Gia has my best interests at heart. No. If she's telling me something, she's gotten her emotions together. She's telling me something not in a critical way. She wants to help me. I want to be a good leader. I say it every single night. I want to be a great philosopher just like God. Ooh, how many times God could have stomped me down and didn't, huh? How many times leaders in my life could have crippled me, but they didn't? Oh, I hold on to those times. All the times in my ignorance that I spoke too quickly, that I spoke too much, and somebody said, girl, sit down. You don't know what it is that you're talking about. I'm reading in these books. I'm reading about leadership and sales and business and all of these things. And everybody's saying the same thing. You got to watch your communication. You have to make sure that you're adding life to other people's lives. You have to make sure that you're not taking from people, that you're giving to people. That's the way it works. I have to make sure that I'm adding value to people, not using people to add value to me. That's a good leader. Y'all, this is good to me tonight. Good-tempered leaders invigorate lives. They're like spring and rain and sunshine. good to me. Golly, convicting, but it's good. Verse 16. How much better to get wisdom than gold? To get insight rather than silver. That's a big one, y'all. That's a big one. I'm going to have to start. That's a big one. We're going to keep going and go back. Jeez. Verse 17. The highway of the upright avoids evil. Those who guard their ways preserve their lives. Come on, verse 18. Pride goes before destruction. A haughty spirit before a fall. Verse 19. Better to be lowly in spirit along with the oppressed. Than to share plunder with the proud. Verse 20. Whoever gives heed to instruction prospers. And blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord. Verse 21. The wise in heart are called discerning. And gracious words promote instruction. Verse 22. Prudence is a fountain of life to the prudent. But folly brings punishment to fools. Verse 23. The hearts of the wise make their mouths prudent. Come on. and their lips promote instruction. Verse 24. Gracious words are a honeycomb. Sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. Verse 25. There is a way that appears to be right. But in the end, it leads to death. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. Verse 16 through 25 in the Message Bible. Verse 16 through 25 in the Message Bible. Ooh, verse 16. Get wisdom. It's worth more than money. Choose insight over income every time. I'm going to say this once more. Say a little ditty and carry on, right? Get wisdom. Gonna read it again in the NIV, all right? Flip back a page. It's very important. How much better to get wisdom than gold? To get insight rather than silver. Y'all, we have to be learners. It's simple. We have to be learners. We have to know that what is in our minds is way more than any money that we can make. And if you're going to make any money for real, it's going to come out of whatever is in your mind. It's going to come out of whatever you know. Why on earth would God put it in the mind of Solomon to add this to wisdom, to say, listen, get wisdom over every other thing? So many people are out here trying to chase status, chase money, chase fame, and what you should be chasing is wisdom and insight. What you should be doing is reading them books. What you should be doing is taking time to meditate on the wisdom, taking some time. Start with God. Read and write your proverb every single day. That will lead you to other pockets of wisdom. And before you know it, you won't have to worry about any monetary things ever again. I'm telling you what I know. Get wisdom. It's worth more than money. I might lose a high salary, but the books that I'm reading will never go away. Hello? I might lose on an investment. Come on. I might get cheated out of a deal. But this wisdom of God that I've been learning for the last 13 years, I'll teach that to my kids. They'll teach that to their kids. They'll teach that to their kids. It's never ending. Eventually, whatever money I leave my children might run out, but what I teach them will not. I'm telling folks, I am a promoter of books, everyone. Get in the library, get in this Bible, get wisdom over every other thing. Put that phone down, pick up a book. Oh, it's going to be me. It's my platform. I got to do it. I got to say what I got to say. Stop wasting your time and start learning. Add value to yourself. Invest into yourself. It says it in ancient wisdom. Wisdom is better than gold. Wisdom is better than silver. Wisdom is better than a job. It's better than investments. It doesn't go away. Okay. Verse 17. The road of right living bypasses evil. Yes, it does. Watch your step and save your life. If you want to save your life, you start practicing righteousness and you get away from wickedness. Stop doing the wrong thing and start doing the right one. Simple. Verse 18. First pride, then the crash. Again. First pride, then the crash. Third time, final time. First, you will be prideful and arrogant. And then before you know it, your life will be in shambles. The bigger the ego, the harder the fall. How big is your ego? How far have you fallen because of your ego? Ooh, I would get on the right path before I fall. I would start with God and recognize that God is bigger than anything you think you might be. So just go ahead and add to some humility. Go ahead and start saying, God, I don't know that I thought I knew. Verse 19. It's better to live humbly among the poor than to live it up among the rich and famous. This is like backwards to everything that we think. It's better to live humbly among the poor. Have what it is that you need. Buy what it is that you need, as opposed to spending all your money on things you don't need. The more money you have, the more you think you need and you don't. Oh, anybody else? The more you have, the more you think you have to spend on things that you do not need. When you have little to nothing, there's something about the essentials. When you have little to nothing, you immediately think, I know I need this, I know I need this, and I know I need this. As soon as you get a little money, it's like, yeah, I can go and splurge a little bit. Here's the wisdom. Know what it is that you need and spend on what you need. Learn to discipline yourself. Usually the rich and famous are a little extravagant. They're a little extravagant, extravagant. They're all there, they like to buy all of these rich and famous-y things, I've learned this year, genuinely, I've learned to know what it is that I need. I've learned that I was extravagant in my spending. I can be honest. Y'all know I don't care. Y'all know I do not care. Okay? No, I don't. I learned that I was living an extravagant life and I had walked away from essential. And I kept saying stuff like, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I don't have enough. Yeah, because you spent it all being extravagant. It's a thing called prudence. Knowing what to do, being careful about the resources that you have. It's wisdom is what it is. Verse 20. It pays to take life seriously. Things work out when you trust in God. It's going to keep saying it over and over. The first thing we start with is trust in the Lord. Fear the Lord. Start with God. Here it's saying it again. It pays to take life seriously. If you're out there playing around with your life, now is a real good time for you to stop doing that. If you're out there wondering, I'm just going to keep doing whatever I want to do, it really pays to get serious. It really pays to get serious. It really pays for you to stop joking around. Start to take your life seriously. Start to put some discipline in your life. It really pays. Come on. Things work out when you trust in God. Verse 21. A wise person gets known for insight. Gracious words adds to one's reputation. A wise person gets known for insight. What are you known for? Gracious words add to one's reputation. I started speaking these proverbs publicly. This is what I wanted to be known for. Simple. If somebody is to see me now, see me in the future, there are enough people on the internet now that will be able to say, yeah, she taught a Bible class first though. That was really, all these other things came from reading and writing a chapter of Proverbs every single day. I want my reputation to be one that's known for wisdom. It has been that way for a while. I want to be wise. I want to tell other people you'll feel better about yourself if you get wise. If you keep wisdom on your lips, you'll feel better about you, and then your reputation will get better. Verse 22. True intelligence, here it is again. True intelligence is a spring of fresh water, while fools sweat it out the hard way. There's nothing like knowing what to do in your own life. I hate being confused. I hate being lost. I hate not having the answer. Hate it. So I read and read and read and read and read. Over and over and over and over and over. Constantly researching, constantly trying to find solutions, constantly over and over and over. Why would I do that? True intelligence is a spring of fresh water. Fools sweat it out the hard way. Why do I read so much? Because I don't want to be a fool. Why am I so disciplined? Because I don't want to be a fool. Why am I paying attention to all of these things that maybe people take? Then, maybe people deal with this stuff in their 40s. I want my kids to know a life of discipline. I want my kids and my family to be built on the fear of the Lord. So I got to get it now. It's just me. I got to be built on true intelligence. I got to know. Any of the things that I need to know, I ask God, God, tell me what I need to know. Point me in the direction that I need to go in. And wherever I don't need to go, I won't go there. It's a really simple prayer. God keeps in his promises. It's true. Verse 23. They make a lot of sense, these wise folks. Whenever they speak, their reputation increases. If you want your reputation to increase, get wise. Oh, doesn't it say in verse 16 to get wisdom? Oh, doesn't it say it's worth more than money? Just a few verses down. Whenever the wise people speak, their reputation increases. Why? Because you're wise. People know the difference between a true wise person and a phony. People know. Our responsibility is to ensure that we are truly wise to the core. We're not phonies. Verse 24, gracious speech is like clover honey. Good taste to the soul, quick energy for the body. Y'all, I've been drinking a maple lemonade every single day for the last few weeks. I've not been more energized, and it's quite crazy. God's natural design for the way things are is absolutely amazing. Usually people drink I work at a gym. People drink pre-workout. People drink all of this other stuff, talking about all of these different nutritious things to make the body whatever. I've been drinking a lemonade, a water, some 8 ounces of water, 2 ounces of pure 100% organic maple, 2 ounces of lemon. I knew somebody was going to ask. Look, CW. There it is. 8 ounces of water. I think I got a video posted on this page here. 8 ounces of water, 2 ounces of organic lemon, 2 ounces of 100% dark maple syrup. I'll never change. That's my favorite drink, and I'll never, ever, ever change it. Gives me all the energy I need. Y'all should try it and hit me up and tell me what you think. I love that it talks about this. That's what gracious speech is like. Gracious speech. That's literally what it is when you have wisdom and you give your wisdom to somebody who's looking for wisdom. It's just like a refreshing beverage. Clover honey, sweet to the taste, good for the body. Telling everybody to get into Proverbs because that's just the best way to do it. If you want to start your journey, get in these Proverbs. Verse 25. There's a way that looks harmless enough. Look again. It leads straight to hell. Be very careful where your feet tread. Be very careful. Make sure you're starting with God. Make sure you're pursuing righteousness so you don't get caught up. There's ways that look harmless. I know there are several of us in this community who have gone down roads, gone down pathways that looked harmless. And it wasn't harmless. We didn't have prudence. We didn't have discernment. As you walk with God, you start to get close to God and you start to know. Somewhere deep on the inside. Something deep inside you, when you walk with God, it'll start to keep you. It'll start to nudge at you a little bit. Don't go that way. That's a good way to go. Don't talk to those people. Get out of that environment. As you get close to God, you'll start to feel it. It's my favorite. It's called discernment. I love it. I really do. Verse 26. The appetite of laborers works for them. Boy. Their hunger drives them on. Verse 27. A scoundrel plots evil. And on their lips it is like a scorching fire. Verse 28. A perverse person stirs up conflict. And a gossip separates close friends. Verse 29. A violent person entices their neighbor. And leads them down a path that is not good. Verse 30. Whoever winks with their eye is plotting perversity. Whoever purses their lips is bent on evil. Verse 31. Gray hair is a crown of splendor. It is attained in the way of righteousness. Verse 32. Better a patient person than a warrior. One with self-control than one who takes a city. Verse 33. The lot is cast into the lap. But its every decision is from the Lord. Let's read verse 26 through 33 in the Message Bible. Appetite is an incentive to work. Hunger makes you work all the harder. Remember this when you make a complaint about your job next. Remember that without that job, you might be hungry. So practical. Remember that a grumbling stomach, oh come on, lights off, come on, no gas for the car, no money for food. Remember that when you choose to be lazy the next time. This is what I'll be talking about with these proverbs. Hunger makes you work all the harder. This is why we should be above board. This is why we should work like nobody else. We understand that we need this money. We understand that we need to work hard. We are disciplined people. I'm managing myself. I'm doing every single thing I possibly can. I'm working through all of my bad habits. I'm doing every single thing I can to be better. Verse 27, mean people spread mean gossip. Their words smart and burn. Do your words smart and burn. It's very practical, these proverbs. Are you a mean person who spreads gossip? Are you quick to talk about somebody else's business? Are you quick to do these things, knowing the long laundry list we have to work on ourselves? I love these proverbs. It calls us out just the way we need to be called out. Verse 28, troublemakers start fights. Gossips break up friendships. Question, are you a troublemaker? Are you a gossip who would break up friendships from spreading slander? Would you like for somebody to talk behind your back the way you talk behind somebody else's back? It's practical. It's practical. Verse 29, callous climbers betray their very own friends. They'd stab their own grandmothers in the back. This one always grabs me. Where's verse 29? Yeah, a violent person entices their neighbor. Are you a violent person? This is why we talk a lot about emotions in this community. That anger that's festering, it could turn into violence. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. That anger that you won't deal with, those suppressed emotions, that depression, that worry, that anxiety, that can turn into some violence. God ain't dumb. I'm telling you, you got to deal with it, whatever it is. It's going to be painful, but you need to deal with it so you can get to the other side of it. Come on. Verse 30, a shifty eye betrays an evil intention. A clenched jaw signals trouble ahead. I love the verse, let my yes be yes and my no be no. What you see is what you get here. I love the internet for the sake that you can actually be your authentic self here. I love that nobody can tell you what videos to post. Nobody can tell, none of this is scripted. I love that I can just be who I am. Ain't no flattery. No shifty. None of that. I'm learning to be 100% authentic in who I am. I would highly recommend other people do the same thing. Who are you? Do you like who you are? If you don't, change it. Ain't no sense in being shifty. Ain't no sense in trying to wink. Ain't no flattery. None of that. What it is what it is, and what it's not is what it is not. Simple. Verse 31. It's one of my favorites too right here. It's one of my favorites. Gray hair is a mark of distinction. The award for a God-loyal life. Y'all, I got me like 3 gray hairs right now. 3 full gray hairs. I like them gray hairs. I want a whole head full of gray hair. Nobody in my family has gray hair at all. But I'm still wanting that for me. I am. Like I am. I want to get to an age where I'm able to tell my children and grandchildren and hopefully great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren, I've walked with God for a long time. All of these wrinkles, all of this gray hair, whatever it is that I'm presenting in old age, all of this is a telltale sign that I've walked with God because I made it this far. Oh, that does something to the inside of me, everyone. I want to make it to old age to be able to tell the story of how I got over everyone. I don't know how churchy y'all are. I was brought up in Mississippi. Me, myself, I got to tell somebody else, oh, I remember 2025. Hello? Oh, I remember that year. Oh, let me tell you about it. Oh, I remember 2020. Oh, I remember that year. Here is how I got over. I know there are some people out there. Who had a hard year. Ooh. I know almost everybody out there had a hard year in 2020. Can you imagine? I'm going to scream. Can you imagine when you get to an old age and you say, you know what? That took me out, but I got over. Here's how I got over. You know what? I got so low, I didn't know that I was going to make it, but here's how I got over. Goodness gracious. The award for a God-loyal life. Anybody else have no idea where you would be without God? Anyone else? Anybody else get so sick in the mind you couldn't think straight? Anybody else wake up and you see the sun but it looked dark? Woo! I want to be able to tell my kids and grandkids, here's how I got over. Being loyal to God is how I got over. I knew that my life had value, so I kept living it. That's how I got over. I'm so thankful to be able to walk with God. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I didn't walk off. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for these inhales, for these exhales. I'm so thankful to be able to wave my arm up and down. I'm so thankful. God is how I got over. I'm telling everybody to get in the Proverbs and lock in with God so you can have the same thing. Ain't nothing out there in wickedness. Ain't nothing out there in wicked living. Ain't nothing out there. You learn how to get over through the hard times when you walk with God. Boy. All right. Verse 32. Moderation is better than muscle. Woo! Self-control better than political power. Pure wisdom. 100% pure organic wisdom. Being able to hold yourself back is better than being able to muscle yourself through it. Ooh. Being able to control yourself is better than being able to control other people with some type of speech and political gimmickry. Ooh. Verse 33. Make your motions and cast your votes. But God has the final say. Do whatever it is that you need to do. Be the best you can be. Do the best you can. Make your motions, cast your votes. But make sure you start with God. Because without God, we're all done. If we're not walking every single day hand in hand with God, we're wasting our time. If your mind doesn't wander upon the things of God, you're wasting mental space. If you're not starting with God, we're not going anywhere. It took the children of Israel 40 years, what should have taken them 11 days. Every time I say that, it blows my mind. It took them 40 years of distraction when all they needed was 11 days of focus. Get it. Let it sink in. All of the murmuring that we do, all of the complaining that we do, we really could just focus on God and it'll make the journey much more enjoyable. I tell people to get in these Proverbs. And usually people ask me all the time, gee, do you read any other books? I've read all the books. I tell people to start with Proverbs because it'll make you curious about God, and then you'll go into other books. You read the Proverbs and then you find out that King Solomon wrote that. And then you go to First Kings and you find out about Solomon's dad. And then you go down the line and you just keep reading and keep reading and keep reading. The wealth of knowledge, you just keep getting wisdom, which is the entire point. That's the end of the chapter, everybody. I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray. Oh, boy. God, I know and you know that you are why I got over. You know my dark days that nobody else knows about. You know the dark thoughts that nobody else knows about. You know the pit of despair that nobody else knows about. You know I am yours no matter what. Come whatever, I'm going to go your way. Thank you for the wisdom tonight and every night. Thank you for talking to me all day today. Thank you for the mind-blowing wisdom. Thank you for communion with you. Goodness gracious. God, thank you for these people on the other side of the screen. They come with their own Bibles, their own pens, their own paper. I can only hope that they come for you. I can only hope that they understand that you are what we need, not another influencer, not another creator, not more fame, not more money, not any of these other things. If we lock in with you, we'll be all right. Everybody will be okay if we just focus on you. I don't want to be a wanderer. I don't want to wander. I want to be focused. You'll help me to be focused as I focus on you. You're the greatest philosopher I've ever known. You're the greatest philosopher I'll ever know. I want to be a great philosopher just like you. Thank you for teaching me tonight, wise teacher. Hallelujah. 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 Amen. Y'all, I take 10 questions at the end if you got them. I sure do. I sure do. Yes, I do. I sure do.